All right, so today we're doing something a little different. We're taking a daily devotional, but we're not going to look at the theology. Instead, we're going to pop the hood and see how this thing is built. It's like a perfectly designed machine, and our job is to figure out how it takes a reader from a really broad idea all the way to a very specific action. Let's get into it.
Okay, so it all starts right here. This single verse from Amos. This is the foundation for everything that follows. Now, think of this like the very, very top of a funnel. It's huge, it's universal, we're talking about justice, and who's going to argue with that, right? It's poetic, it's powerful, and it's designed to pull pretty much everyone in.
So yeah, this whole idea of divine justice is just the perfect hook. It gets you, the reader, on board with this really noble cause from the get-go. And that just sets the stage perfectly for where they're going to take you next. And from that big, universal idea, you can feel the funnels starting to get a little bit narrower. The whole month is framed around this one theme, freedom from the oppressors. This is a really classic storytelling move, you know? It's telling you, hey, this isn't just a random thought for the day. Nope, this is one chapter in a much bigger story. And then, boom, the funnel tightens even more. We go from the monthly theme right down to a super specific mission for today, praying for justice. It's actually pretty brilliant. In just a few moments, we've gone from a big concept, justice, to a story theme, freedom, and now to a very real action, praying. The focus is getting sharper and sharper. Okay, so praying against oppression can feel a little, well, abstract, right? So how do you make it feel urgent? You give it a face, you give it a name and a place. The next step in this whole process is to anchor this mission in a real-world conflict. That's what turns a general idea into a specific, can't-ignore-it cause. And this is where it gets real. The vague oppressors are suddenly given names: Boko Haram, Islamic jihadists in Nigeria. This step is absolutely crucial. It's not just a concept anymore. Now there's a specific story. There are victims you can empathize with, and a clear villain to stand against. The call to pray isn't abstract now, is it? It feels immediate. It feels personal. So, after hitting you with this really urgent problem, they don't just leave you hanging. That would be a huge mistake. Instead, they give you a super clear 3-step action plan. This is textbook strategy, really. You identify a problem, you get an emotional response, and then you offer a simple, direct way to be part of the solution. It makes the reader feel empowered. Now, get ready for this, because this is where the whole thing just pivots on a dime. After getting you completely invested in this external, global cause, the message turns the spotlight right back around, inward. It's a masterful move. It uses all that energy you've built up for justice for others to ask a really personal question. Hey, what about justice for you? Yeah, this next part is all about that turn. The reader's already primed, you know, they're feeling good, aligned with this noble mission, and now all that moral and emotional energy gets redirected. It's used to set up this deeply personal call to action, basically framing salvation as the ultimate act of justice for yourself. And how do they do it? Well, here's the tool they use to seal the deal: a prayer of salvation. Think of it like a script for conversion. It's designed to remove any and all friction. If you're someone on the fence, this pre-written prayer makes what could be a huge, complicated choice feel simple, easy, and totally straightforward. And just look at the language here. It's all I come, I believe, I confess. The reader is literally guided, word for word, through this personal declaration. And see those little Bible verses in parentheses? They act like footnotes, giving a sense of authority and legitimacy to the whole thing. It's a very, very carefully engineered moment. So what happens the second you make that commitment? Bam! Positive reinforcement. Congratulations! It makes you feel good about your decision. But the free ebook? That's even smarter. It gives you a next step, which helps solidify your choice. And more importantly, it's how they capture your contact info. That one-way communication funnel just turned into a two-way conversation. Okay, so the personal decision is made, it's locked in. What's next? Well, the communication funnel does its final trick. It widens back out. The goal isn't just to get a decision and leave you there. No way! The goal is to immediately plug you into something bigger, a community, a mission. It's all about turning that individual spark into a collective fire. And that mission, it has this huge, ambitious name, Operation 500 Million Souls for Christ. I mean, that's not a small-time prayer group, is it? It's a global campaign. And that framing is intentional. It makes a new person feel like they've just joined something historic, something incredibly significant, something much bigger than themselves. It gives you an instant sense of purpose. And how you can get involved. This part is just brilliant from a strategic standpoint. You've got 3 levels: prayer partner, volunteer, and investor. This creates an easy way in for absolutely everyone. Don't have any money to give? No problem, you can pray. Don't have a lot of free time? You can give financially. This tiered approach is designed to get as many people involved as possible by meeting them right where they are. Almost nobody gets left on the sidelines. All right, we're at the final stage of the funnel, and this is all about keeping you involved. A one-time decision is great, but what they're really after is ongoing engagement. And how do you get that? You immediately pull the person into a digital community that's already buzzing with activity. You know, this table is so much more than just a schedule. It's a really powerful visual. It tells you instantly that this community is global, it's organized, it's happening 24/7. So if you're a new member in the US praying at 6 p.m., you can look at this and see, wow, someone in Nigeria was already praying at midnight, and the team in India is going to pick it up in a few hours. It makes you feel like you're part of this constant, unified, global machine. And this right here, this shows you just how savvy this whole operation is. We're talking about a fully integrated, multi-platform digital world. They've got WhatsApp for direct chats, Telegram for news and podcasts, Facebook and YouTube for community building, and they're even on TikTok to reach a younger crowd. Basically, they are everywhere their audience is, creating this incredible web of connection that makes it super easy to stay plugged in. So let's just take a step back and look at the journey we just walked through. It kicks off with a big universal idea about justice, and it ends with a bunch of specific clickable links. It starts with a general suggestion to pray and finishes with direct asks to join groups, invest money, and follow them on social media. It is a complete A to Z conversion funnel, and honestly, it's executed perfectly, all within one short document. So at the end of the day, no matter what you think about the actual content, the structure of this thing is a masterclass in communication. It expertly takes a reader on a journey from just passively agreeing with an idea to getting emotionally invested to making a personal choice, and finally, plugging them into this huge digital community. What this really shows us is how old school ideas of faith are being blended with super modern marketing and community building tactics to create these incredibly powerful movements. And that really leaves us with a big question. As these techniques get even more sophisticated, what does this fusion of faith and media tell us about the future of communication itself?
Good day, beloved. Thank you for watching. If this kingdom message has blessed you, please like, comment, and share with someone today. Stay connected with God's servant David Felix Nwefulu by subscribing for more daily kingdom inspirations and turn on your notification button so you do not miss a word that strengthens your faith. God bless you.